Hey, what is going on, Josh? Nick O'Neill here with Leo Digital SEO. So I do appreciate you for reaching out on Facebook, buddy. And as promised, I have got this video here for you. Be outlining 3 points, and that's going to be content, backlinks, and citations. Then I'll show you the opportunity of taking these steps for your business and why they're going to be so important for you over there in Tulane, California. So first things first is content, and generally Google likes to see 1,500 to 2,000 words. Now that's depending on the competition and the number of keywords needed. If you're asking what a keyword is, Josh, a keyword is anything someone might type into Google when they're looking for a particular service or product. So in your content, you could place these keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website to be found for. For an example, one of your keywords could be garage epoxy flooring, Tulare, California. It could be epoxy coating, Tulare, California. Concrete coating, California. You get the idea, right? Service plus city, that would be a keyword. So let's go ahead and put your website here in a word counter and see how it's coming out. So we see that you are at 197 words. You are going to want to get that up to 1,500 words for two reasons. Reason number one being when you hit 1,500, that's when Google considers your website an authoritative figure. So they're going to crawl your website more often and be able to direct you and rank you in front of your customers and clients the way that you're wanting and the way that you should be. If we take a look at one of your top competitions, Cicinero Decorative Concrete.com. Sorry, I kind of butchered that name, not going to lie. Let's take a look and see how many words they have on their homepage. Yeah. So we see that they're at 1,000 words. And again, you're going to want to get that up to 1,500 again for that, Google doesn't consider your website an authoritative figure till 1,500. And number two is you're going to want as many keywords as you can in there, as each keyword could be potential, future customers or clients that you could have jobs for out there. So let's take a look more on those keywords so I can give you a better example. My tool Airs here is a tool that I use and pay for monthly. There are free tools out there that you can use. This is just what I use to get more in-depth data on competitors' websites and websites in general. We could take a look at your competitors' keywords and what Google's picking them up for, right? So these would be keywords right here. These are all keywords. And so, it's epoxy flooring Fresno. If Fresno was the area that you wanted to service, we see that 80 people are searching for that a month. KD is beautiful, actually, which is keyword difficulty. So that's on a scale of 0 to 100, with the higher it being, the harder it's going to be to rank for it, and vice versa. The lower, the faster and easier that you're going to be able to rank for it. We see that they're getting 8 people to their website for just this keyword alone per month, and that they're only ranked number 5 for it. So those are the keywords. Let's go on to the second point that I have for you, and that's going to be a backlink. Now, a backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another, or in this case, Josh, it's going to be one website linking back to Blueline Epoxy Flooring's website right here. So these links, they act like an endorsement of your website from others, and Google basically uses this to build trust in your business by seeing, other websites vouching, quote unquote, vouching for your website. And so the best example that I can give of this is, in Google's eyes, it's literally like a popularity contest where the person with the most websites pointing back to theirs is winning that quote unquote popularity contest. Now, if we take a look, I got your website in here on Ahrefs, and it's looking like you don't have any backlinks or any other websites pointing back to your page. Could be one, because you're new, or two, you just have not done any of this work, had this done for your website or your business. If we take a look at your top competitor, I'm not going to mess up their name again, but you see them. They have 163 backlinks and 36 other websites pointing back to their page. So it looks like they were getting a bit spammy, actually, which is why their traffic dropped off. So that's a big no-no to Google. Nonetheless, they are winning that, popularity contest that we talked about. And the idea is, if it works for them, then why wouldn't it work for you, right? And so we go in and take a look at exactly what websites they have linking back to their page. And there they are. These are the websites that are pointing back to their page. I do want to point out that not all links are created equal, so it is worth noting to stay relevant to your industry, and local websites will work best. To further that point, let's take a look at this number right here. And that's going to be the domain rating. It's on a scale of 0 to 100 as well. And the higher that this number is right here, the more power that Google's given this website right here. which in turn, you want high-powered websites pointing back to your website because one, it'll rank you faster, and two, it'll give your website more power, right? So now that we got that out of the way, let's go on to the last point that I have for you, and that's going to be citations. We look in this Google Map Pack section right here. We can see you are number 3rd when someone puts in Epoxy flooring, Tulare, California. And so a citation is anywhere your business name, address, and phone number are exactly as they are right here on your Google business profile. And your citations, they help you rank in the map pack, which is extremely important for local businesses since they do generate huge amounts of revenue. For an example, someone puts in Epoxy flooring, Tulare, California. You want to be up there at the top, right? You don't want to be on the 2nd, 3rd page because nobody goes to those pages. Just think of it as when you put in, roof repair near me. Nobody's going to go to look at the businesses on page 2 or 3 or click more businesses, right? And so these citations, they're included in directories like Yelp, Angie's, Expertise, BBB, and there's hundreds of others I'm sure you may have heard of. Social media accounts are great as well. And so for an example, you have your Facebook business page. On that Facebook business page, you would want to put your business name, address, and phone number exactly as it is right here on that Facebook business page. And the idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet, and the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you and your website. And once they start to see more often these cats right here, right, they're going to rank you a lot higher as well. So just a little bit more on this. I don't know if you've done any jobs yet or not, but you're going to want to get some reviews in. Just think of it as if you searched up a business to have a service done. You generally tend to stay away from the no review businesses, right? So get those reviews up, share that link if you can, and you'll be doing a whole lot better for that. Let's do a quick recap, and then I'm going to give you some more in-depth suggestions on my end just off of what I found for your area and what'll probably help you the best going forward. So once you get that content up of 1,500 to 2,000 keywords, you start getting those backlinks in like we talked about, and you start to win that quote-unquote popularity contest, right? And last but not least, get those citations and those reviews up. Well, let's take a look at why that's going to be so profitable. Cisneros Decorative Concrete, we see them here in my tool areas, and we see that even with them doing a average job, they're getting in about 70 people to their website a month. Now, let's say that it's your website and your business, and you're getting about 70 people to your website a month. And of those 70, let's say, 20 or 15, let's say 20 decide to pick up the phone and say, hey, Josh, I got a job I need you to do. And of those 20 people who called, you and your team close out, half of those. So 10 bids. Well, that's 10 new jobs a month based off of those 3 points alone that we talked about. I don't know what your profit margins are right now, but I can guarantee that 10 more jobs a month based off of how long I've been in this industry would do a lot for your business and a lot for, your revenue pockets. These numbers are also actually a lot higher. This is just a tool I use, but the number right here is usually a lot higher than what it's shown right here. Now, I've got a couple suggestions for you specifically, Josh, in that going forward, I would suggest, if you are willing to, service Fresno, Bakersfield, or anything like that, that you go ahead and start making some pages for those, as those are bigger cities around you, right? And I'm sure that, the quickest way to, I'm sure you know this as well, the quickest way to expand your revenue is to expand your location and the amount of people that you can service. So keep in mind where you're willing to go, how far you're willing to go to, make a job and bid for a job. And then I would start building some area service pages for, Fresno and Bakersfield, as they, are a lot higher in population than Tulare is, right? So a location page for each area that you want to service, and follow those 3 points that I talked about, as well as definitely get those reviews up, buddy. People don't, really understand how powerful the reviews are and just how powerful the Google business profile can be. You may be paying, Angie's List or Home Advisors or somebody for, leads basically that they're selling to 4 other businesses when you have a free advertising tool right here, brother. That is it for now. I don't want to make a 30-minute video. nerding out on all the technicality of it, but those are my high level suggestions for you, and that's definitely going to be how you increase revenue and increase your business, Josh. If you do want to find yourself, if you do find yourself wanting to continue scaling the business, man, feel free to reach out. It's what I do for a living. I can help with some more information, or we can talk about the goals, and I could do some research to find out, what could be realistic and what it might take to reach those goals. One way or another, I just ask that you would leave one line of feedback for me, whether it was good or not, something was confusing, or if you just had more questions, let me know. My door is always open, and have a blessed Friday.